I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumedh Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today I want to talk about your avatar. What do I mean? The way that you look, the way that you present yourself, okay, into the world. Your character, your attributes, your personality. This is what I'm talking about today, okay? My book TPM is all about building your character, building your archetype. And I'm primarily interested in this idea because a lot of us, we don't present ourselves to the world like we truly are. We present ourselves like a diluted or muted reflection of us. I keep saying this again and again. What do I mean by that? It's like we know who we can truly be, but we're not acting on those things. You get what I'm saying? If you notice right now, I added more streaks, more blonde streaks to my hair. Let me see if you guys can see that. Okay? Added more blonde streaks to my hair and trimmed my split ends a little bit. Now, why did I do that? Well, because, one, it matched my character. Second, I like the way that it looks. Third, it is helping me to incorporate certain imagery that helps me move forward. Okay, I'm going to explain this in a little bit, okay? So, the first things first, I came across this post online. I believe the Instagram's name was Sister Cody. It's funny because it's also in the mystic archetype, which is, something I've been working on is building that mystic archetype, The guy who has all the tools, like you just saw my tool, my tuning fork there. I just keep getting new techniques, new tools. So yeah, this is how it looks. It says, before reacting, I close my eyes and imagine the wisest, most loving version of my being and how they would react or how they wouldn't. And then I just do that. Now I love this because this was a question I asked myself in 2018. When I first begun, really hiring coaches and being on this journey. And one of the questions was, who do I need to be right now to be my best self? Who do I need to be right now to be my best self? Not what do I need to do, that's logical, that's the next step, that's a how. But who do I need to be? Who do I need to embody? Right? And that's very different. And it's a very important question because a lot of times we aren't acting like our character. We're breaking character. Okay, we're breaking character. So how do you create your multi-dimensional avatar? You've got to understand that you are everything. That you can tap into anything based on closing your eyes and getting some kind of imagery and symbolism, okay? Symbolism is the language of the subconscious mind. So you basically want to have as many symbols as you can throughout your day. Like, for instance, just today I got a poster. Got a poster of Bruce Lee. It says, be formless, shapeless, like water, okay? And that's a reminder to my brand, to my core character, to my archetype, right? So, get things like that where it reminds you of who you are. Who are you? Maybe you don't know that. Maybe you haven't explored that. But a core part of you knows there is something unique about you. There's some gift that you're here to share with the world. What is it? Okay? And that all plays into your character. Now, I was thinking very recently, I'm starting to get lazy and get into some bad habits and things like that quite recently. And I'm not going to blame it on a retrograde or something like that, though probably that does have some kind of an impact. I'm not too sure. But I recognized something, I was like, man, every time that I have a certain vice or a certain bad habit, that I'm acting on, it's breaking my character, because that's not me in my ultimate form. It's not me at power level 9,000. So first thing you want to ask yourself, you want to build your avatar is, what do I need to release? Not what do I need to lose, what do I need to release? Okay, you don't want to lose weight, you want to release weight, okay? Because there's some emotions trapped there. Or keeping your body like that. Your ego is preserving itself to keep it like that. It doesn't like to change, it doesn't want to change. But we must allow the release to happen and then take place with this new form that we're giving it. We're actually shaping and constructing the reality that we choose, okay? So that's the first thing. Release what does not belong. Like how you see yourself in the mirror, and you see that doesn't belong, that doesn't belong, that doesn't belong. Start to question it. What can I do? What are steps that I can do to move closer where it does belong? And any single type of movement you want to do, you want to match your character, okay? So for instance, like what kind of movements would I be doing? Very flowing movements, very fluid movements, right? Because that matches my brand. However, for somebody else, maybe they're trying to create a very sharp character, so their movements would be very sharp, okay? So it's up to you what is the essence of what you are creating, okay? Next thing for avatar upgrade is to simply get inspired by certain individuals, inspired in spirits, okay? So which means that you want to channel, okay? You want to channel these different individuals that inspire you or influence you or you get ideas from, okay? And you want to have these characters for different areas of your life. So let's say for your relationships, it's 2 different characters. For your health, it's 2 different characters. For your money-making career, it's 2 different characters. Right? So all of these different characters are in this conference room. Like Napoleon Hill has this concept too, right? This conference room. So you imagine all of these different characters there, and you're pulling little inspiration from each of them. And they don't have to be, you know, real people either. They can be like mythical beasts, they can be cartoon characters, they can be something you saw in a movie once. They don't have to be real in this world, right? They can be different characters that are invented or made up. You know, a lot of this sounds crazy. It's like, oh man, what do you mean? Like, I'm gonna have imaginary friends? You mean I'm gonna have imaginary friends, man? Well, yes, I am saying that. But also think about this. What if you went to the bar and you had an imaginary wingman? How awesome would that be? How much more confidence would you have? Right? Let's say you're trying to make a sale and you have an imaginary like sales agent next to you giving you advice. Like how much more powerful would you be? Let's say you're trying to do your last push-up and you can't do it. Then you imagine your imaginary trainer. Your imaginary trainer is yelling at you. You can do it! 1 more! And you end up doing it. Okay? So this is what I'm talking about, guys. You want to keep the character in the mind to form the character you are now. So whenever you get dissuaded or pulled away from that character, you want to bring yourself back to your core essence. What do you stand for? Who are you? What is your truth? What is your mission? What is your brand? And knowing that will slowly start to emulate that character. You know, I did an image consultancy with Pablo Mentor, okay, Style Systems. Look him up on Instagram, Style Systems. And he gave me a PDF with all sorts of, you know, different styles and different brands. So I got the very creative style, right? So there's different style archetypes. And I got the creative style. So I looked into that creative style and I got really a lot of great ideas, you know, from there. And in my fashion just started to slowly exponentially increase because I started to recognize the power of that. First of all, if you have a chance to work with Pablo, highly recommend it. Okay, he's going to go on a Zoom call with you and, you know, he's going to talk it out on what you need, what your character is, what your brand is. He's going to ask you some questions. And then from there, he's going to create a PDF for you for different styles. So now you can just walk into the store with that PDF and just be like, I want this costume, I want this costume, I want this costume. And then boom. You're done. Right? He even gave me some hairstyles. This hairstyle that I got right now was inspired by his choices. Okay, let me open it up a bit so you guys can understand the style. Okay, this is the style. So Pablo asked me during our interview, what does flow state smell like? And I was like, what do you mean, my good sir? You know, I was like, damn, nobody's ever asked me that question. But he was looking for a cologne for me, you know, and he was saying, like, you got to know your brand, how it smells. Okay? So this is important. How do you want to be seen? How do you want to be smelled? Okay, how do you want to sound? Okay, all of your senses have got to be activated in terms of that. What are your pains and what are your gains? You've got to know that too. You'll notice when you're doing an ideal avatar worksheet or something for your business, you know, to find your niche, to find your people and your target market, you'll do some similar kind of character profiling work. Or if you're writing a play and you're trying to find a character for the play. So instead, do it for yourself and your own character instead of doing it for an invented character. Instead, create a quick character profile for yourself. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? All the attributes that it takes that creates your ultimate avatar, your ultimate character. And what are some affirmations and different ways that you can move into that character. Okay. Now, I had a very important archetype for me when I did my spiral program called the 100% Flomer. I don't know if you guys remember it. It's still on my channel, right? So the 100% Flomer had certain, you know, peak performance was his middle name. Basically, he was very sharp. He had a keen sense of, you know, sensory acuity and like social acuity, and he was very like boom, boom, boom. He was like a ninja when it came down to being in the flow. And I'm slowly like garnering, I'm getting all of the elements of that character and putting it in place, okay? Because the 100% Flomer is slowly evolving. And every day, what do? I build my character. Every single day, you've got to build your character. Every day. What are you reading that's helping your character? What are you watching that's helping your character? That's all I'm doing, guys. 24/7. Even while I'm sleeping, I'm dreaming of a character. Okay? So that's what the dedication has got to be. It's got to be at that level where you're like, man, I'm so fully into this that nothing else matters. And that's the message that I want you to really chew on. If you have any questions, shoot me a message on Instagram and I'll help you to build your ultimate avatar, your character, your power level 9000 version of you. Okay? Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. I'll see you next time. Boom.